I do not know him at all. Um, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I thought you might be asked about this tomorrow. There's another hoax in the UFO world about this global access story. I don't know if you've seen it, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah, I'm retired now. I never was a UFO or UAP advocate. I was a officer about national security. So, yeah, I'm not one of the groupies that go around uh, making extraordinary claims without any evidence.
I do not know him at all. Um,
Uh, so no, I know a little bit about it. The reason we even dealt with Michael is it was a referral from the senator, and he was concerned. So we met with him, but the issue was he wasn't making claims about UAPs. He had claims that he had recovered a piece of U.S. property and reverse engineered it and proved it, and he had a way to detect advanced fifth and sixth generation aircraft.
and
Uh,
and then the government gave him his materials back.
I have no idea. I know that there was a referral made to the FBI because it sounded like extortion does. The man made a claim that he saw the object fall and recovered it, so it's U.S. government property. So when we got the story of UAP,
Happened that Peter Thiel and people Peter Thiel work with are using UFO hoaxes to, gain access to classified programs. So I have information about this Office of Global Access hoax that was added to the congressional record by Lou Elizondo, and
yeah, and I'm familiar with that.
he,
Very familiar with that CIA program, but that has nothing to do with UAP.
yeah, well, I'm somewhat familiar with it, but so it's fake, right? So
Yes.
how does Peter Thiel and Eric Weinstein not know it's fake?
They're like shiny objects. I can't comment on its motivation.
Well,
Um,
he's doing a similar thing in Bitcoin right now. He's funding efforts that have taken over the main Bitcoin implementation. And, I'm the person that told the UFO people about the Office of Global Access in 2018. So that's the situation that I'm in. I'm in this weird situation where I don't want to involve myself with any of these people, but I'm also aware that what they're saying is false. And now what they're saying is that the government or the CIA was going after them because of this global access story. So I wasn't really sure what to do. So one thing I did do is, I did talk to a lawyer and, some people in the UFO world, and I told them what, some of this stuff, but the short answer is like, I don't know what to do with that situation. I'm sure you don't really have anything to comment on it, but I don't know what to do, and I'm just trying to find a strategy that doesn't involve me having to share certain things, I guess.
if you did have access to any of these classified programs, I'm sure you signed an NDA. I just signed an NDA,
No, I
and
didn't. I'm not a
it's
government employee. I had no access to these programs.
oh, okay. And I would ignore it.
Do you know what power? You know what the power sources focus group is?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, it's like a CIA interagency group, and so I'm very familiar with the other side of this issue. And like I said, I'm not in UFO world, but effectively, I told these people about global access to defend a CIA officer, and then somehow they twisted that into the hoax. So, but if you're saying I should just ignore it, which is probably the
I would
best.
ignore it. These people have no legitimacy. And what we found during our investigations, and we had a secure reporting mechanism, and we were getting referrals from Congress where people were talking about unreported SAPs and CAPs that were being funded and illegally being run without the benefit of congressional oversight. But we found people that were not vetted, they were not actually read into the programs. They had a little bit of knowledge, but they didn't understand the true nature of these programs. And it's almost like a game of telephone tag. There were over over 40 claims of special access and controlled access programs dealing with the recovery or exploitation of alien technologies. And we looked into every one of them. And many of these programs were the actual recovery of technologies, but it had nothing to do with aliens. And I was actually part of that. I don't know if you know what the SRO program is, but that's a program where it's an interagency coordination function where the intelligence community, the State Department, the Department of Defense get together, and there's different initiatives to recover foreign tech. And we evaluate the risks and benefits, because often we're these component parts, pieces, systems